Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, and it is already happening. It was too good to be true. Activision and Treyarch are adding skill-based matchmaking back into the Black Ops 7 beta. I told you guys yesterday that our work is not yet finished. I said that we still cannot trust Activision, and I said, please do not start pre-ordering just because of a beta playlist, because look what happened here today, man. We were playing Black Ops 7, and believe it or not, we were having a good time. The game was actually enjoyable. Like, genuinely, we were having fun. We're all cracking jokes, going on streaks. It was a really good time. And then this little update came through. The latest daily fixes and improvements are ready to be installed. Well, my friends, what are those improvements, you might be wondering? So, they added in the Toshi map, or whatever it's called. The map seems to be okay so far, but I haven't really played all that much. But the more important change is they added skill-based matchmaking into Black Ops 7 Search and Destroy. You guys might think I'm joking here, but no, that's what actually happened. And the difference in how the game felt was immediately apparent. I didn't even know they did it at first, right? We played like an hour or so of like respawn game modes, and then the update went through, and of course Treyarch was hiding on social media. They didn't immediately say what the update had in it, so we're like, whatever, you guys want to play Search? We'll play some Search. Let's go play some Search and Destroy. And right from the first match we got into, it was insane how different the game felt. I had some people in my Twitch chat being like, oh no, Nero doesn't know, and oh boy, should we tell him? How do we tell him? Should we tell him? And I'm like, what? What don't I know? What are you guys talking about? And right here, man, if we check the menus, classic matchmaking is no longer in Search and Destroy. We have open mosh pit, regular mosh pit, open hardcore, and regular Search and Destroy. I've got to ask, why? Like, Treyarch, why? Activision, why? This is the exact shit we were talking about in yesterday's video. Activision is literally out here pulling the rug out from under us. They are slowly adding skill-based matchmaking back into Black Ops 7, and if I had to take a wild guess, it's gonna be there right from the launch of the game as well. The craziest part is Treyarch's own Matt Scronce is defending this change on Twitter. They're certainly in damage control mode right now because, believe it or not, they have won back at least a little bit of goodwill from the community over the course of the past couple of days, but that's pretty much all been thrown out the window. So in case you guys haven't seen it, let's take a look at what Treyarch's main dude, their design director, has to say about all this. So on Twitter, the immediate reaction from everybody in the community is, why? Why is Treyarch doing this? Matt immediately started to respond to people saying that, quote, we're trying to give players what they want as much as we can. And hold up right there, I gotta stop him right there. Let me get a word in edgewise. You're giving players what they want by adding skill-based matchmaking back? How does that make any sense? He then goes on to say, we're trying to limit how many playlists we have active to focus on population and data, and that doesn't make sense whatsoever because you didn't remove a playlist or add one, you just turned skill-based matchmaking back on in Search and Destroy, which literally proves, by the way, that's as easy as pressing a button. And then he says, we're trying to get solid testing, data, and feedback on matchmaking. Feedback on matchmaking, man. Freaking feedback on matchmaking. We've been giving you feedback for almost 7 straight years now, dude. Like, every game, every season, every update, every single fucking day we've been giving you feedback. You have it. What more feedback? What more data could you possibly need? You have 7 years worth of feedback and 1/2 of the entire Black Ops 7 beta's worth of feedback as well. What's the problem here? Are things just going too well? Or too many fans enjoying your game? Is Treyarch like that fucking toxic couple who don't even love each other anymore? So instead of just ending it, they just pick fights over and over absolutely nothing. Like, what is the problem here? Are you just not content being happy? Everybody else was happy. The beta was actually doing better. The sales and the pre-orders are even up, at least on PlayStation. Like, if you're Activision or if you're Treyarch, you should be happy. Why are you doing this? There is no amount of feedback or data that you need to collect. You already have it all. What they're doing here is they're creating a false narrative that people enjoy skill-based matchmaking so they can put it back into the game. I'm going to call it right here and now, guys. And I've seen a lot of you saying the exact same thing, so it's not exactly an original idea or anything, but what they're going to do is they're going to make a blog post after the beta, and in there, they're going to make up all sorts of bullshit numbers and bullshit stats to conclude that skill-based matchmaking is actually better, and nobody liked the no skill-based matchmaking modes during the beta. They're going to lie to us, they're going to gaslight us, and then they're going to say that they're going to continue to monitor the entire situation, and as a compromise, there will be a few, just like 1 or 2, non-skill-based matchmaking game modes in the full launch of Black Ops 7, and that will be it. Like, basically 1 hardcore mosh pit and 1 regular mosh pit. That's pretty much all. And they're going to do this knowing damn well that those game modes will be empty most of the time because they're going to be buried inside the Hulu-style interface, and then from there, it's going to be right back to business as usual. That's how this company works, man. And don't get me wrong here. I would love to actually be wrong about all of this, right? I really freaking would. Playing Black Ops 7 today without skill-based matchmaking, manipulating everything, honestly made me want to stand up at my desk and start freaking river dancing, dude. Like, the game is not perfect by any means, but holy shit, it felt so good to play COD again that wasn't a watered down, warped, and twisted experience that feels more like a sick joke than an actual video game. We have 3 days left in the Black Ops 7 beta, and they are already adding skill-based matchmaking back. They claim it's for their testing, and they claim it's for their data, but it's all bullshit. They had this planned all along, and they're more than likely going to pull the rug out from the entire community because they don't actually care about us. They just care about our money. Now, you guys might think I've said all there is to be said about this subject, and maybe I'm being a bit too animated here in this video, but I don't care, dude. This has straight up lit a fire under my ass. To see the entire COD community get hooked with a bait and switch angers me to no end. What needs to happen here, and it's honestly true, is everybody out there watching this video, I need you guys to do the entire COD community a solid. It does not matter how much you love Search and Destroy. I love the game mode too. And it also doesn't matter how much you hate Respawn game modes. Do not play Search and Destroy until they remove skill-based matchmaking from it. Just don't do it, dude. Just straight up don't do it. Do not give Activision, Treyarch, or their army of freaking AI data collectors the tools that they will use to ruin the Call of Duty franchise. They claim they're collecting data and feedback, so don't give them any data. Don't play the game mode. Do not set your digital foot in any game mode that does not have classic matchmaking, because we already know that they are going to lie to us. They are going to claim that more people played in these skill-based matchmaking modes, but they're going to conveniently forget that that was the only option for like the first 3 or 4 days of the beta. They're also going to say that people enjoyed those game modes even more, and that skill-based matchmaking is good for the series, in spite of all of the evidence to the contrary. They will likely make up numbers to justify keeping their bullshit manipulative algorithms in the game, but what can we do, right? What can we do? Well, I'll tell you guys what we can do. We don't play those game modes. We don't drop this topic. We don't just give up and stop complaining. We keep the narrative going, and we hold Activision and Treyarch's feet to the fire. We do not let this die. This is, guys, as close as we have ever been to Call of Duty actually being back. Again, Black Ops 7 still has a number of problems. It's not a perfect game by any stretch of the imagination, but no game ever will be good if its core foundation is ruined. It's like trying to drive like a cherry Corvette, but the entire frame is rusted out and falling apart and breaking, right? It doesn't work that way, right? What's crazy about this is I think Activision is actually trying to pull a Battlefield. And normally, you guys know me, I only have positive things to say about Battlefield 6, but one aspect of that game has a lot of old school fans upset, right? And we're going to switch gears here for a second, but stick with me because this is all connected and these two things are completely parallel. You're going to see what I mean here in a moment. So what Battlefield did with their beta was they quote unquote tested closed weapons versus open weapons. Closed weapons was like the old school approach where engineers were the only ones that could use SMGs, supports were the only ones that could use LMGs, recons were the only snipers, etc., right? Well, with the beta, they opened all this up so any class could use any gun, and they claimed that they were taking in feedback. Well, part of that feedback was burying all the closed weapon modes within the menu and hiding them behind the open ones. It completely skewed the results, but since I always keep it a $1.50 with you guys, I'll just straight up say it here. I personally didn't care. I actually liked the open weapon style, and that's coming from somebody who played Bad Company 2 and Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4 and whatever, but I understand why people don't like that system, right? And more importantly, I really understand why people didn't like the fact that Battlefield Studios was hiding those closed game modes behind the open ones. It completely skewed all the results, but today, Battlefield came out to say that the, quote, vast majority of players prefer the open weapon type, but both modes will be available at launch. Well, Activision is trying to do the same damn thing. They're going to say that the vast majority of people like skill-based matchmaking because that's what they've always told us, and that's what they want us to believe. They cannot take the reputation hit of being caught lying to us, right? So they're going to gaslight the entire community into thinking that fans love skill-based matchmaking, but as a compromise, just because they care about us so much, just like Battlefield, there will be 1 or 2 game modes with the other option available at launch, and then it will be business as usual. Fuck that. Fuck everything about that entire idea. We see what you're doing here, Activision. You think you're being slick. You think you can sneak a sunrise past a rooster, but it's not going to happen, man. It is not going to happen. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we called it. We all did. We all knew it was too good to be true, and while the beta isn't over, and they haven't officially announced anything yet, things certainly aren't looking good for the future of Black Ops 7. If they're already pulling this shit now, I can't imagine what's going to happen tomorrow, or maybe even the day after that. I suppose anything is possible, anything can happen, but like I said yesterday, just do not, please, do not trust Activision, and most importantly, do not pre-order Black Ops 7. That trillion with a $T company is not just going to lay down and remove skill-based matchmaking right away. away after all the money they spent on it, and especially with how much they've been defending it for years and years. Over a decade now, in fact. As of right now, the beta is set to end, I believe, at noon Eastern on October 9th, at which point the Haunting event for Black Ops 6 and Warzone will begin with yet another freaking crossover. This time it's the Predator, and here I thought the only Predators in the COD franchise were some of the developers and the higher-ups over at Activision. After that, of course, Battlefield 6 drops on Friday, so we're going to be really freaking busy, man. There's going to be a lot of content. There's going to be so many things happening, so I implore all of you, sub to the channel if you guys haven't already, and for right now, I'm going to wrap this video up here today. It's frustrating, man. The game is actually so damn fun without skill-based matchmaking. I'm not here to say it's like a top 5 COD or anything like that. It's fun to be able to play COD without being held back by matchmaking and all of Activision's stupid decisions. I suppose we're gonna have to wait and see what tomorrow brings, so I want to thank all of you for listening to me rant and for me venting here today, but I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Leave your thoughts and feedback on these skill-based matchmaking changes down there in the comments. Once again, thank you all so much for listening, and until next time, I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.